Howdy, howdy, this is Crafty Grinding back again with an arena video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to share my intermediate bracket arena guide. So this arena guide is really designed for those folks just getting ready to enter the intermediate bracket in the arena, and just kind of some tips and tricks and etc. Like basically some ranges to target based off of what kind of arena, if you're in the 3-star, 4-star, or 4-star basic arena, what you'll need to basically get the champion, and maybe some of those higher end tiers for the higher end shards. And then lastly, I'll cover a little bit how to stretch those ever so important grinding roster dollars, if you will. Not really dollars, but really how to expand your roster as much as you can so you can, because basically if you're in the intermediate bracket, it's not like you're going to have a very robust roster of champions at that point. So anything you can do to go further and longer in the arenas will just allow you to get higher points. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So basically, arena bracket structure again is really based on a number of days since your account opened, not played. So if you opened up your account a year ago, haven't played for a year, came back in, sorry, you're in the veterans bracket. Now, if you've opened up, and as a reminder, the intermediate bracket is for those accounts that have been open 31 to 60 days. And if you can't quite recall how many days your account has been open, you can take a look at the 4-star feature rank rewards. Go ahead to the top and see that feature champ. And if the number of champs is 1 to 200, then you're in the intermediate. If it's 1 to 800, you're in the veterans bracket. And if it's 1 to 50, you are in the beginners bracket. So to kind of give you an example of, or kind of to build out the ranges for the champions, to get the champions in the different arenas, I personally have just recently taken my newer count through the intermediate bracket. Unfortunately, now I'm in the veterans bracket, so I have to deal with some of those crazy cutoffs. But I'm going to go ahead and do a quick review of the 8 different arena instances that I was able to go through during my time in the intermediate bracket. Starting off with, and I'm going to only focus on the 3-star, 4-star feature arenas as well as a 4-star basic. So you can see I was able to get in the second round of Kingpin, and I was able to grab him with a score of 1.5 million in the 4-star feature, the 3-star feature for 600,000, and I was able to get the 11% tier in the 4-star basic with 500,000. So this is my first time in. Wasn't really surprised with anything. Thanks to a lot of folks in the community sharing their experiences in the intermediate bracket. This is what I kind of expected. So second time in, it was with the 4-star basic. Was the focus with Archangel, as you can see, and I was able to grab him with 1.5 million. Now I did go ahead and spend a little time in the 3-star feature, and you can see for a score of 168,000, I was able to get in that 11% tier. So there was a nice little delivery of shards there. So again, in the second round of Archangel, I was able to get him for 1.6 million. Now you can see I wasn't able to spend as much time in the three-star three-star feature arena. I only went to 153 versus 168, and that 10,000, 15,000 score difference put me in the lower tier, so that 26% shard tier. So just kind of a note there. That was kind of the first kind of point of differentiation I saw with the 3-star feature between 153 and 168,000. And what was really interesting, I went ahead and played because I was able to already get over to 1.6 million fairly quickly in the Archangel 4-star basic arena. I spent a little time and using my 5-star champion and a couple of my lower 4-star champions, I was able to carve out only 652,000 in the 4-star feature. But you can see, since it was an old champ, I actually grabbed him, so I was able to get Falcon with only 652,000 in the 4-star feature arena. So then we came into the Medusa arenas, and I was able to grab her with 1.7 million. And you can notice, look at my rank. I was 177 out of 200. If you see some of the other ones, like for 178 for 1.5, 652, I was ranked 167. So, and they only give up 200 4-star feature champs. So 1.7 shows you that was pretty close to where the cutoff was. It wasn't too far off. So with a high interest new champ like that, 1.7 felt right. And then if you look at the Dark last with Old Man Logan for 840,000 points. So that was quite high, which was interesting. An old champ in the 4-star feature I got for 652, but for 840 in a 4-star basic, you can see that I didn't get him, didn't get the champ, but I did get that high tier shard. So that just shows you that more people, in my mind, this just means more people can do the 4-star basic arena than they can get in the 4-star feature, just because it requires more rank 3, 4 stars, rank 4s, as well as rank 5s to really hold that infinite streak. So that kind of my thinking on that one. So not a big shocker there. So when I went to the second round of Medusa, again, this time I went a little bit higher, an extra 100,000 for her, and you can see my rank went from the 177 to 127. And this time I went about the same number for Old Man Logan. No difference. Wasn't able to get the champ. My rank was 650, but got that high end tier for shards. And then I was able to spend a little time in the 3-star feature and was able to get at 241 again. That was that high end, the high end shards. So then we get into the sight lock and crossbones. I was able to grab crossbones with 1 million with a 149. So it wasn't that close. My rank was 149, so it wasn't that close to the cutoff. So I felt like I could drop a little bit, and I wanted to see how low I could go and still get him. But what was interesting, well, not necessarily interesting, an old champ in the, well, not necessarily old. She was kind of a mid-interest champ, like that Cable X23 kind of range, not a high end, but not too low. I was with 353. I did not get into that high end shards. I got into that 26% tier. And then, so what I decided to do in the second round for crossbones, I did let it drop. So I went to 840, and you can see at 840,000, I still got crossbones, and it still got a rank of 164. So it wasn't like I was that close to the cutoff. I was getting closer, but wasn't that close. And then when you look at the Psylocke, I was able to get her with a 1.2 million, and then the 3-star, I was able to grab crossbones with only a 489, so I didn't even have to go all the way through the milestone rewards and still ended up getting him. Again, that's an old champ. So there's definitely a difference between the old champ and new champs kind of cutoffs here, which was interesting for the 3-star and 4-star feature. Not so much in the from what I saw in the 4-star basic, but definitely in the other two. And lastly, I was able to, for the 3-star, 4-star for Mephisto, I was able to get him with 1.8 million. We've got a rank of 1 or 2. So again, that makes me think that the 1.7 is the magical cutoff for the 4-star feature new champs. And then for the 3-star, I was able to grab him for 656, which seems to be when you got a new champ, you got to go to that 656 right over the milestone rewards to grab him. And then lastly, for a low interest, kind of like the Black Panther, Iron Man, Iron Fist, you can grab him for 925,000 is what I got Iron Fist for in the 4-star basic. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to go another time around to get Mephisto duped, but that's okay. So basically, after all of this, what did I learn? The intermediate bracket cutoff guidelines. And again, this is also confirmed against input coming from other folks in the community, so keep that input coming in. But anyway, so if you're going after a 3-star feature and it's a new champ, you better go to 650,000 over that last milestone reward to get him or her. If it's an old champ, you saw some of those examples. I was able to grit the old champ with only a 480. And again, you see the little tildes next to these numbers because these are rough ranges. There's not the problem with, the predictions that I do. Well, not problem. The good news with the veterans bracket predictions, there's plenty of historical data to base trends off of. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of data even between my results and the results reported from the community. It's more of an approximate. So the intent is just to give you basically an approximation of what you need here. So with the old champ, again, it's around 480,000. And if you want to get that 11% tier, which gives you 800 3-star shards and 100 4-star shards, you need to go between roughly 160,000 to where that champ level is. Now, when I look at the 4-star basic, if it's a high interest champ, think Archangel, you better go to 1.5 million. If it's kind of a low to mid interest champ, you can probably grab him or her around 950,000. And if you're interested to the 11 to 25% tier, go anywhere from 400,000 to that champ level. And that'll give you that 500 4-stars and 200 5-star shards. And then lastly, with the 4-star feature, you can get an old champ roughly around 850,000. And I even got one. I even got Falcon for a little bit lower than that. But when I saw the average and when I saw those rank numbers going higher, like with Crossbones, I recommend anywhere to around 800 to 850,000 if it's an old champ. But if it's a new champ, you better go to 1.7 million between the Medusa, Mephisto. I was seeing anytime you get close to 1.7, you're getting close to that rank 200. And as soon as you get to 200, drop under, all you're getting are shards. Which, by the way, speaking of the 4-star feature, and again with any of these and the game in general, the main key, the main tip here is to always grind the arenas, especially when you're in the intermediate bracket. It just really pays off because you get 800 5-star shards with the 4-star feature. Even if it's an old champ, it's Falcon or some Crossbones. Some of you are not really interested in Crossbones. Well, he still has a lot of value in the game. But like Falcon, he's like, why should I even spend the 700,000 go after that? That's 800 5-star shards. You're not gonna get that better value of your time in the game for once you get into the veterans bracket. That's for sure. And speaking of, how do how was I able to get some of those higher numbers in the arena while my roster's still developing? It's not a very big roster at this point. It's really about stretching your grinding roster. So, and here's a couple, things at the end, kind of that I always did after getting through most of my higher end ranked and leveled champions. Like for the 4-star feature, you can still use two 330 rank 3 level 30s and one rank 2 level 20. As long as you have the two rank 3 level 30s, you can pull in that rank 2 level 20. And that was able to spread out my 6 rank 3 level 30s with all my rank 2 level 20s. Instead of just doing two runs through the 6, I was able to do 3 rounds. I was and by just tacking on 2 or 3 2 level 20s. So kind of keeping that in mind and applying that over the others, I was able to do it with a 4-star basic by throwing in a rank 1 level 10 with my rank 2 level with two rank 2 level 20s, and lastly with a 3-star feature, you can even it expands even more. I was able to use one rank 3 level 30, but in reality they were rank 4 level 40s, and include at least two rank 2 level 20s. So that way I was able to really stretch out my roster, do some extra grinding, and get some of those points that I was talking about. So anyway, these are my tips and rough ranges that you can go by when you're in the intermediate bracket. Again, the intermediate bracket is for folks that have had an account open from 31 to 60 days. And if you're not sure if you're in the intermediate or what bracket you're in, check out that 4-star feature rank rewards. And if it's 1 to 200, then you know you're in the intermediate bracket. So anyway, these are my thoughts and my suggestions for those folks in the intermediate bracket and how to grind the arenas. Would love to hear the community and do really appreciate when the community continues to give me their results in the intermediate bracket, as it allows me to continue to refine these numbers for the rest of the community. So hopefully, if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts or builds on this, please throw them in the comment section. We can talk about them there. And as usual, if you like this, I would like this video. I'd really appreciate you clicking that thumbs up like button. If you like this video and others that I have in the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.